Karoline, good to see you. I did some homework for this segment, and I want to start someplace that no one's talking about. What happens if there's someone in one of these cars they blow up? That can happen. That becomes murder, or worse, terrorism plus. And I know that on January 20th, the president signed into law, through an executive order, restoring the death penalty. Do you think this sort of thing, and I hate to think it, people leave their children and pets in cars. I mean, you don't know. This is deadly, dangerous stuff these liberal protesters are playing with.
Yes, it is, Harris. And what I can tell you is that President Trump condemns this violence, and he is determined to restore law and order in our country, and he will ensure that the harshest penalties are pursued for those who are engaging in this vicious violence that we have seen targeted at this American company, Tesla dealerships, Tesla employees, and also innocent Americans who have chosen to drive these vehicles. Many of them, ironically, are likely Democrats. If, as you so eloquently pointed out, there is a major double standard here. The Democrats used to be the greatest cheerleaders for electric vehicles and for Tesla, the company, until Elon Musk decided to support and vote for Donald Trump. So the Trump derangement syndrome from the left is on true display with these attacks. It is getting dangerous, and the White House wholeheartedly condemns it. And we applaud Attorney General Pam Bondi for investigating these acts as domestic terrorism, because that is what they are.
Well, and as I just pointed out, the president gave himself another tool if this really goes dark, much darker than it already has. Look, I want to talk about the politics of this, because on display right now, we find out just how fake some of the cause of liberals has been toward the green environment. I mean, you saw Mark Kelly down in Arizona, lawmaker saying he sold his Tesla and then went out and bought a gas-guzzling truck. Now, it should be everybody's choice to drive what they want. I know what I choose. But what he chose was to put on full display that it was fake when he said he cared about the environment. Politically, that's got to play for the president and for Republicans.
It's very clear that the Democrat Party no longer stands for anything. They only stand against Donald Trump, even if it means contradicting themselves. As I said, they were always the greatest cheerleaders for electric vehicles, and now I guess they're okay with violence being taken against the greatest electric vehicle company in our country. If you look at the reason for DOGE and the work that Elon Musk is doing here at the White House to get rid of government waste, fraud, and abuse, which the vast majority of Americans support, Democrats also supported that. Roll the tape of President Obama, President Clinton, Hillary Clinton herself, and even the previous president, Joe Biden, who all talked at some point in their careers about reducing government waste. None of them actually did it, but President Trump and Elon Musk are. And this is what the Democrats are so upset about. This is something their party used to support before they were completely captivated by the far radical left. And it's why today the modern day Democrat Party is facing some of their lowest approval ratings in history, because they have no priorities or no agenda to actually help people. All they want to do is hurt Donald Trump.
All right, let's talk about those on the far left. Liberal late-night comedy shows apparently think all of this is funny. Funny enough to write bits around. Here's The Daily Show last night.
Tonight, the FBI and ATF now investigating multiple cases of possible arson targeting Teslas and Cybertrucks.
This dramatic video shows multiple cars in flames. Police say the attacker used Molotov cocktails. It's the latest in more than a dozen instances of arson and vandalism targeting Tesla.
The same suspect shot more Teslas with a gun. Tesla Cybertrucks were set on fire in Kansas City, and earlier this month, shots fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon. Cybertrucks on fire in Seattle.
Wow, you guys like petty acts of domestic terrorism, huh? Cool. Wow. Okay.
Well, you got the petty part right for that silly joke. Also this week, critics ripped Jimmy Kimmel for joking about the violence on his show as well. So this is fodder for people who don't have a vision for America to go forward opposite the president. Your take?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Again, they are their hatred for Donald Trump fuels everything that they do. And it's the only reason for the Democrat Party today. And it's unfortunate for the American public and for Democrat voters who are looking to their party for real leadership. Well, they should become Republicans, because if you look at what President Trump and Elon Musk are doing, we're making this government more efficient. We are being more accountable to the American taxpayer. We are securing our southern border, producing law and order in this country, securing our homeland. These are basic common sense principles. The Democrat Party is the party of crazy. The Republican Party, thanks to Donald Trump, is the party of common sense.
Well, as we talked about, Democrats are failing to denounce this kind of violence, at least in any real way. Here's the double standard. Again, you can't get away from that phrase, because this is what they said they believed in, protecting the environment, yet they blow stuff up that is meant not to use the fossil fuels they hate so much. Here it is, double standard, loud and clear.
This MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
They are threatening political violence, and they are attacking our democracy.
These Republicans and others are creating an environment of political violence. They are putting Americans at risk.
Democrats have never endorsed political violence, but he will go to a rally and he will endorse it. This is the equivalent of playing with a loaded gun and then it backfiring on you.
Your reaction, Karoline?
I heard the word extremism. What's extreme is the Democrat Party today, which is now applauding this political violence and domestic terrorism taking place across our country. What's extreme is the modern day Democrat Party, who wants President Trump to turn around planes full of gangsters, rapists, murderers, and foreign terrorists to bring them back to American soil. What's extreme is the Democrat Party that wants to keep men in women's sports and bathrooms and locker rooms. And what's extreme is a Democrat Party who wants to continue to spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year on useless government agencies that have done nothing to advance America's interests. Again, I will reiterate, President Trump is standing up for common sense and basic and fundamental American values, and all of this empty rhetoric from the left will not stop this president from doing what's right for the American people.